Tronis here for the PTI's Daily Show. I am one of our extremity management faculty. I helped create that course, and we have that course, extremity management, going on a number of places this fall, so you can catch that course in a lot of different locations. Sorry, I'm trying to get the Instagram live going. You can find that in a number of locations coming up this fall. Lindsay Hugh will be at Onward, Tennessee, the week of September 25th. Then that first week of October, Mark Gallant will be at Onward, Greenville in South Carolina. And then later in the year, we are in Idaho, North Carolina, Denver. So many opportunities to catch that course this fall. So please join us. It's an awesome course, all things exercise progressions and prescription. It's got a manual therapy component to it, and we go through really all of the different extremity joints: shoulder, elbow, wrist and hand, hip, knee, foot, ankle. So it's a great 2 days. We'd love to have you come check it out. So today's topic, I want to discuss, Tim Flynn was awarded the 2021 Maley Lecture. That was delivered on Friday. He gave that as part of the APTA Centennial celebration, and that award really goes to someone who has made a significant contribution clinically in clinical practice to our profession, that has had a wide-reaching impact with professional public visibility, and it's been a sustained and continuous impact. And obviously, you know, Tim fills all those boxes. I mean, what he has done over his career for our profession is just absolutely tremendous, and it's always really enjoyable to listen to him speak. I mean, he's one of those people that I think every time you listen to him speak, he's going to give you something that we need to look forward to, right? Something that we can do, and action items that we can take to kind of drive the profession forward. And so I think having him as part of the Centennial celebration and having him get that award this year was really timely, and I enjoyed it. So I just wanted to kind of draw your attention to it and talk about some of the key things that he said, really. So his title was "Why We Must Leave Medicine to Create Health Care," and it's really all about the health and healthcare. And so he had this overall theme that, like, it's time to pivot, right? And Tim actually said that it's time to pivot, and we need to do it now. As a profession, we need to get outside of our current healthcare system, offer something different that actually creates health. So he always does this great job painting a picture of the problems in our current system. And I don't think there are many people that do a better job at that. I mean, he's been doing that for years and years and years. I can think back 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago, these old AOMP talks that he used to give, where he would call out issues with the over-medicalization of back pain, spine surgery rates, and imaging, and just our medical system doing more stuff to people. And a lot of that is non-value add, right? So he did a great job painting that picture, and he's totally spot on. And I appreciate his idea of being health focused versus medical focused. And he really did a great job of describing why we are the best profession for that. And that's a theme that you'll see threaded throughout all of our courses here at ICE. So I think it's the perfect talk to really cement what we, in a lot of ways, what we're trying to do in the continuing education, the post-professional education space. And our entire goal is to look at the future of the profession, where we are headed, and not only being contemporary and health focused with this preventative mindset in every course we offer, but also seeing, like, what is next, right? What else can we do to really bring a lot of value add to society and to the healthcare system, right, moving forward. And so it's a tenet in all of our management courses. If you look at the spine and courses, the extremity courses, our older adult, our postpartum, fitness athlete, running courses, we all share this same mindset. I mean, even our thrust and our pain courses, they even have this health-focused angle in the way that we communicate with patients, the way we advocate for how care is delivered. And then, of course, primary care. I mean, there's no better course to get this comprehensive deep dive into the medically complex patient and how to be that frontline provider. And that's really what Tim is advocating for. Being a frontline provider, being a primary care provider, not a primary care musculoskeletal provider, a primary care provider, not a medical primary care provider, different, right? He realizes that that system has failed, and that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to do something different, something better that can actually impact health. And the one thing he said that got a lot of traction on social media was the physical therapist is a health professional who has this unwavering belief in the human spirit to overcome all obstacles. And I think that's a real benefit that we all enjoy, is that our profession has empowerment in its soul, right? The roots of our profession are grounded in empowering people to do more and more, empowering people to get back to doing what they love and pushing them to really be better and to do more than what they have done in the past as far as activity and everything else. So gone are the days of the PT who tells you that all the activities you should avoid, right? That's not what we're all about. We're all about getting people to do more and more, be active more, lift more, right? Run more, be more fit. And having this understanding of tissue healing, certainly we want controlled and progressive load progressions. That's a fundamental concept, but big picture, you're going to end up doing more and more when you work with us, not less and less. And I think that's a really important element that resonated. The other thing he did was he thanked everyone for being in the right profession at the right time. And I think that couldn't be more correct. I mean, we have an opportunity now, and now is the time. And he called it out too, like it needs to happen in the next decade, and it absolutely does. If we wait longer than that, it's probably going to be too late. Some other provider is going to step in and start doing that, and why not it be us that leads the charge there, right? Medicine is pretty stuck. The reimbursement model, it's going to be really hard to change that, right, for them. You're going to have a hard time pivoting in medicine and emphasizing more patient education and reimbursing for that, and diet and exercise and sleep and mindfulness, all the things we know we need to be delivering as healthcare providers. You just don't really see that type of care being provided, I'll be honest, at the same profit margin as the current medical system where we just do tons of stuff to people, right? That's probably not going to happen. So, I mean, I guess that's the one good thing about being kind of bottom of the barrel when it comes to reimbursement and having existing crappy reimbursement is we only have one direction to go. I mean, hopefully, right? It is up. And so us in a model where we can be paid for providing and delivering that type of care, and a lot of times it's directly from the consumer, third-party payer is out of it, but we're already using exercise as our prime intervention. So this is just adding on to our current delivery of interventions, increasing our education and training in things like lifestyle medicine. And so, it's up to us to expand that skill set, expand that scope of practice, deliver more. And there's no better professional that can do it. I mean, that's the fundamental key to the whole thing, really. He also talked about our education system and the way that we train PTs. And obviously, Tim advocates for the 2-year model, which is great. And he thinks COVID will fix this, that COVID will create more programs leaning towards that direction. And I guess that's the one thing during his talk that, I get it, I see that, and I see some improvements, but I'm not so sure it's going to do everything we need it to do, right? COVID's not going to do everything we need it to do to get our educational system on track. There are so many things that need to be addressed. I can tell you from being intimately involved in developing a new program in Green Bay, Wisconsin, that we have to look at cost of education and our profit margins. We say that a lot. And the 2-year model is nice because they get done sooner, so they get out of debt quicker, they get income quicker. But concurrently addressing the cost of education, looking at our profit margins. I can tell you, all I'm doing is looking at spreadsheets and budgets. It can be done. It can be done at a much, much cheaper rate. And some of these profit margins for some of our programs are above 30%. They're closer to 40%, and that's just way too high. You should be able to run a very effective, high-quality program and have a profit margin that's significantly lower than that. And still have a great outcome and not burden our students with so much debt down the road. So I think that's a really important element that probably won't be fixed by COVID that absolutely needs to be addressed. I know that conversation's happening, but I do think COVID is going to create where online learning, and so you can have a more efficient program because you have more online learning. Online learning is more common, it's more acceptable, and it's probably of higher quality because it forced all of us to teach in that format. But there's still a lot of other work to be done. But fundamentally, what you'd love to see is these programs infusing this lifestyle medicine throughout the entire curriculum. And one thing that he talked about that I really liked was, and I know Jeff and I have talked about this too, Jeff was sharing with me some of the details of what they do at South with data, and everybody with, using wearables and tracking their own personal students, tracking their own personal health outcomes, and personally consuming and utilizing all of those interventions to track those outcomes and see what kind of change they can make in themselves. Obviously, if you have that for yourself, you're gonna do a great job relaying that to others, teaching that to others in your clinical practice later on. So it starts with them doing it themselves. Absolutely love that. And I think that's something that at Bellin we're gonna have to probably steal that idea from the folks at South and do that, because I just think that's an absolutely phenomenal way to learn in PT school. So really nice work. All right, so if you haven't already gotten a chance, check that out. If you just Google Tim Flynn Maley lecture, you'll see it. I'll post a link in the description of this video right here, and have a great day, everybody.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to the PT on Ice Daily Show. If you enjoyed this content, head on over to iTunes and leave us a review. And be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at the Institute of Clinical Excellence. If you're interested in getting plugged into more ICE content on a weekly basis while earning CEUs from home, check out our virtual ICE online mentorship program at ptonice.com. While you're there, sign up for our Hump Day Hustling newsletter for a free email every Wednesday morning with our top 5 research articles and social media posts that we think are worth reading. Head over to ptonice.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to sign up.